Hi, Darren Wisely here. I'm a pro-life, pro-gun, pro-liberty candidate here in the 58th District, dedicated to support and defend the Constitution. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Unfortunately, at this time, we are still under lockdown order from our Supreme Chancellor up there in Lansing. And quite frankly, this is just outrageous. This has gone too far. It's government overreach. It's tyrannical, honestly. And last week, I made a video detailing that from a rights-based perspective, from how it's going to affect our families. And I kind of want to follow up with that with a more economic perspective. Now, I did touch a little bit on the economics, how it'll affect businesses, that kind of thing. But this is going to look at it from the perspective of the production side. And actually, about 2 weeks ago, I was published in the Imaginative Conservative talking about this very issue, how the economy is all intertwined. The title is called, I believe it is There No Such Thing as a Non-Essential Job? I think that's what it was. You know what? I'll put a link to it below, so if you want to check it out, you can. But basically, the article talked about the 1958 essay by economist Leonard Read, I Pencil, in which he talked about how the economy is interrelated, and I used that perspective and argument to apply it to the current situation with the coronavirus shutdown. And, I won't go into any more detail. If you are interested in that, feel free to read it, and it'll shed some more light on what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so let's get into examples. There's a lot of sick people. I don't think anyone would say that doctors or nurses or other healthcare professionals should not be allowed to work because they're non-essential, right? We need them to help cure the sick people, sure. Well, what happens if the doctor is driving to work where he's going to save patients but his car breaks down? Well, guess what? You need the mechanic then to work on his car so he can get to work. Now apply that to medical supplies. Raw materials have to be harvested. They're then shipped to factories where they are made into consumable goods. Then they are shipped again to warehouses where they're stored, and again shipped to wholesalers or retailers, and then they end up making it to the hospital or pharmacy so that a sick person or another person who needs medical supplies can use them. Same with food. Think about how food gets from the farm to the table. We all need, at a very minimum, food, clothing, water, and shelter. And just think in the process of all that, how many different hands are involved in it, how many different jobs, people completely unrelated, things getting shipped, thousands of miles or whatever. But it's all very important. You take one piece out of that, the whole thing falls through. What if your fridge breaks? What if your toilet leaks? What if your roof leaks? The list goes on. And it shows just how asinine these central planners are when they think they can pick and choose. This is important, this isn't, while being so completely economically ignorant to not see how it all ties together to provide us with the very basic essentials for survival. So let's all just stand together and fight against this, and fight for our liberties, and fight to protect what we have. And I'm just going to say this, I'm the only candidate in this race that even talks about economics, and the only one that, in my opinion, has a good grasp on these concepts. So I'm also going to, in consideration of everything, ask you to keep in mind how important it is to have a candidate in office representing you that understands the fundamentals of liberty and that understands economics, because without those fundamentals, you're just kind of picking and choosing and seeing what happens. And I have a commitment to these principles, and they're what I'll stick with because I'm going to fight for you. So, hey, thanks for taking the time to watch, and stay safe out there, stay positive, take care, God bless.